Hey guys, the verdict is in. The iPhone 12 Pro is here, and it's time for reviews. Everybody's talking about the iPhone 12 Pro, and I think it's about time that I talk about mine. The biggest noticeable difference between the iPhone 12 Pro and last year's model is, of course, the design. You're going from a curved design that Apple's had since the iPhone 6, right back to the iPhone 5 design with the boxed edges, the flat display on the front, and then the back being flat as well. I'm happy that Apple went back to this design, mainly because it's a lot easier to hold in the hand, both for normal use, but also for just giggles. With this new design, Apple brought a couple new features into the phone. The first is what everyone's talking about, is the ceramic shield. There's some mixed reviews based off of the screen, and what I would like to comment is everybody's user case is not only different, but accidents are prone to happen for everybody, whether you like it or not. Sometimes you'll drop the phone just the right way and you'll crack the screen. Other times you throw it all over the place and you don't even get a scratch. It really comes down to luck. Now, is the ceramic shield tougher than last year's model? Of course it is. Both insurance companies have validated this, and also tech reviewers and unboxers have verified this. I've seen some videos, the iPhone 12 cracks at 10 feet, others 6 feet. It's really different per user case. For mine personally, I have thankfully not dropped it yet, and I don't plan to drop it, but I put a case on it, well, just in case. So, while shooting the video, I dropped my phone a couple times actually, and I shattered the screen protector, but I don't know if my phone's actually cracked. But on the back, you see absolutely nothing, and there's no scuffs or anything on the rest of the phone, just the screen protector. So let's see in real time if my phone screen's actually cracked. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna rub this off real quick. Give that a second. No. Doesn't look like there's any cracks. Whew. See, I don't even know if I had dropped it without the screen protector, if it would have cracked. But you saw that on the edge right here. Like, it was literally like right on the screen. And right where it's at, you can't see anything on the screen. And really speaking, just in case, I have the MagSafe, I was about to say charger. I do have the MagSafe charger. It's really cool, more than that in a second. But the MagSafe case is really unique. When you put it on your phone, you actually get this cool little animation pops up as soon as you put the case on. If you have a different color case, you'll actually get an animation based off of that color, and so on and so forth. With the silicone cases that Apple provides, it definitely has a really nice grip to it, but also looks kind of nice. It makes me kind of want to keep a case on my phone for really just this one user case, but I find myself taking it on and off. One thing that kind of confused me though is within the keynote, Apple said that these would snap on and off, but you really take it on and off just like a normal case, and you put it on just like a normal case. You just get a fun animation out of it, and you also get the magnets for MagSafe accessories, but it's really not that different from a normal case, so I guess users may vary. Lastly, but not least, going back to the ceramic shield, you do have now a flat display, which I did put a screen protector on because I can never be too careful. With the screen being a flat design and with how it's basically built, it's a lot easier for manufacturers to not only make cases for it, but also to protect the display, just so that that curved design, the glass is not the first thing that hits the ground when you drop the phone. And back to MagSafe, just to go over it really quickly. Yes, there are some MagSafe accessories that you can get that snaps on the back of your phone. Right now there is a wallet you can attach and then a charger. The charger works with the magnets. It gives this really cool animation when you snap it on the back. I see myself using it pretty much all the time rather than anything else, but I still have my old chargers, and I know a charging block does not come in the box with the iPhone. We're not going to be talking about that at all in this video, only because there's a lot of controversy on it. And I'm kind of on both sides that yes, they should have had one, but that's besides the point. We're going to talk about the actual phone here, and this is what I want to review and to focus on for this video. So we're just going to keep it about the iPhone for today. If you'd like to see a separate video talking about the charger on my thoughts, leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to make that video for you. One topic that hasn't really been discussed on just yet has been the battery life. Now, I saw The Verge made one comment about the battery that when it's on 5G, it heavily consumes battery life, and I see that to be true. However, right now, with the pandemic, with COVID-19, it's very unlikely you're going to be within an area that even has 5G, ultra wideband, or just any 5G. I've noticed, however, when I'm on cellular, 9 times out of 10, it says I have 5G, but it's not the ultra wideband or full 5G. So I'm not sure if this is just a faster LTE that's showing up or if it's something more intricate, but I just thought you should know if you see your phone with 5G, it's really true 5G if you see a UW symbol right next to the G. With COVID, I haven't been able to really test the full 5G capabilities, but if you would like me to test that here in the state of Georgia, let me know in the comments down below and I will specifically look that out for y'all with the 5G ultra bandwidth. But with 5G, going back to the battery, since I haven't been using 5G, I'd say the battery life is about the same as the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, yes, on the spec sheet, it does have 1 hour less of battery life than the iPhone 11 Pro, which shocked me a little bit. They cut down the size of the battery for the design, which they've done in the past before. We all know this about Apple. And personally, I don't mind only because I almost always carry a battery backup unit, or I have a fast charger on me that I use pretty much 3 times a day. So I don't find myself running out of juice very often. But if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, or if I'm on a trip, I typically consume a lot more battery life than normal. So it would have been nice to have a bigger battery and a slightly thicker phone, but it is nice to have something super lightweight, which was kind of the caveat with having a smaller battery is you have a much lighter phone. One of the big benefits with the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 is the performance gains. You do have that brand new A14 Bionic chip inside both the phones. The only actual spec difference between the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 in terms of this is the iPhone 12 Pro actually has 6 gigabytes of RAM, while the iPhone 12 is staying at 4 gigabytes of RAM, just like the iPhone 11. Now, I don't know if much people have talked about this, but the iPhone 11 Pro has 6 gigabytes of RAM, and the iPhone 11 had either 3 or 4. So they've pretty much kept the same trend, they just have a new processor in it. Personally, I think that this is due to the extra lens that you get with the iPhone 12 Pro, both, well, technically 2 lenses, if I'm correcting myself there. You have the telephoto lens, and then you have the LiDAR sensor. And I think that does take more performance capabilities of the phone in order to run. So I think that's why they added the extra 2 gigs of RAM. But it could just be, with the label of Pro, you gotta have more performance with that phone. One thing I've noticed with the iPhone 12 Pro is Apple Arcade is really nice to run on it. If you buy an Apple product today, you do get 3 months free of Apple Arcade that you have to subscribe to within 90 days of purchase. And you get to play Apple Arcade games. I've played a few games on Apple Arcade, and honestly, it's one of those things where it's nice to have if I have it within like the Apple One bundle, or if I'm getting it for free for 3 months, but it's not something that I would go ahead and spend that extra $5 a month for just based off of the games you get out of it. But I can't, I'm not gonna lie and say there aren't games on there that I thoroughly enjoy using, but I would say that there's some games on there that are kind of meh, but that's just me personally. Okay, so the iPhone 12 Pro, the overall review. of my thoughts of an actual user, not sponsored or anything, bought an iPhone 12 Pro with my own money, my thoughts after a week of use. My thoughts are pretty simple. It's a really great phone, and it has a lot of features that I've been waiting for, and the design that I love came back to the iPhone. But I don't know if it's quite what I was expecting. I was hoping that ProMotion was going to come this year, but unfortunately, that's going to have to wait. ProMotion essentially makes your display go up to 120 hertz. For those who don't know what that means at all, in simple terms, it means your display works really smoothly and it plays at more frames per second, which makes it look smoother. Now, this can have battery drain issues and it can have more things affecting your battery life. So it makes sense that Apple took this away as the battery is smaller this year than last year's model. So why add 5G if the battery is smaller? I think a lot of this has to do with the A14. I think the way that Apple was able to design this, they were able to make something that both utilizes the specifications of 5G, but also not drain the battery too much. So I think it was a middle ground to be able to add everything inside the phone without making this too expensive. Now, what I'm hoping for next year's model is Apple not only puts a bigger battery in the iPhone, whatever the name of it is, let's say it's iPhone 13. What I'm hoping with the iPhone 13, they do add a bigger battery for the iPhone, and please add ProMotion display. But with this being really the only flagship I know of that doesn't have 120 Hz or anything above 60 Hz display, it's not that bad of a phone. I think that this is the only 60 Hz phone that I can say that I really can't notice it. I use my iPad Pro a lot, the latest iPad Pro to be exact, which I have a review video coming soon. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions that you would like answered about that iPhone, about the new iPad Pro. But anyway, with my iPad Pro, I immediately noticed that 120 Hz display because of the display size. With something about the size of my hand, I don't know if I really notice it all that much when I start using it for a while, but after going directly from my iPad to my iPhone, there's a slight difference, but not enough to where I'm like, whoa, I bought the wrong phone. So overall, I'm gonna give this phone a thumbs up. But the next iPhone could very well blow this out of the water and might leave a couple customers confused just because of the upgrades that Apple could make with this new iPhone. Makes you think, why didn't it come in this one? So until then, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that you'd like answered, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, this has been your friendly neighborhood, Henry. Matane.